Here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, it's the ACC on ESPN. Tonight, a top 20 showdown. The number 7 Georgia Bulldogs in to take on the number 19 Clemson Tigers. Hi, everybody, and welcome in with Jose Alvarez, Pete Hannity with you. A ball game tonight between rivals, but not your typical midweek showdown between these two.
Not at all. You're seeing two really good ball clubs tonight, setting up what's going to happen down in Athens just a few weeks away. Both teams are ready to play. They've got good, strong ball clubs, and we're going to see a good game.
Now let's talk about a couple of infielders on either side. L.J. Talley came back for his senior season with the Dogs, and it's worked out quite well for him. He's among the SEC batting leaders.
Well, number 9 in the SEC, kid's hitting .370, and that's not a fluke. He's 100 at-bats into this, and along with Shunk, Shepard, these guys are going to make a solid part of this infield.
Grayson Bird comes off a week in which he received ACC Player of the Week honors, a great series this past weekend up in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech.
Well, when you hit for the cycle in a 3-game series, you've done a lot. He's hitting .327 for the season. Started off a little slow this year, got out of the box slow, but look what he's done. Clemson is really scoring runs. They outscored Virginia Tech 32-14. We're going to see a good matchup, and you can see ACC Player of the Week. Congratulations to Mr. Grayson Bird.
Give you the starting lineup first for the Georgia Bulldogs. Cam Shepard, their shortstop, leads things off. Riley King, he was their right fielder, but they moved him to left field over the past few games. He bats second. Aaron Shunk, as good of a relief pitcher as he is a third baseman, hits third. Talley, who we talked about in the cleanup role. John Cable, a transfer in from the University of New Orleans, is their DH. And you see how it rounds out their lineup with Tate, Rogers, Marshall, and Maxwell. Defensively for the Tigers, Sam Hall's been moving from second to left field. He's back in left with Teodosio in center, Mikowski in right. Infield, Bird, Davidson, Green, and Briar Hawkins at first. Kyle Wilkie is the catcher, and Brooks Crawford making his third start since coming back from an injury suffered in early March. And the right-hander rounding into form. Monty Lee says he's at about 95%.
Well, he's a strike master, Pete. One walk against 18 strikeouts, and this kid can fill up the strike zone as he just did starting off the ball game.
First pitch by Shepard fouled away. And starting at 6:03 p.m., Crawford, his 6th start of the year, his 7th appearance. He missed about 3 weeks of action after suffering an injury in that start on the first Friday in March against South Carolina. A native of the state of Georgia, you obviously have several Tigers who come from the Peach State. It's the 2nd career appearance for Crawford against the Bulldogs, his first since he pitched 2 2/3 innings against them back in his freshman year of 2016. Didn't get a decision in that ball game, and against the Dogs team of the 16 campaign, he allowed a hit and a couple of unearned runs, struck out 2 and walked 1. 2-1 pitch, and the count evens at 2-2. Shepard actually talked his head coach Scott Strickland moving into the leadoff role.
Well, good fastball here in the inner part of the plate. Hitter pulled off a little bit. Shepard trying to yank one.
Crawford 18 strikeouts on the season. Davidson plays the second hop, and it's out number 1. Got to deal with some chilly weather up there.
You think he's hitting the ball on a pretty good sweet spot on this bat? I mean, when he gets a bat up there, you can see all the paint or whatever is worn off the bat.
Again, the 1-2. Left field, Hall drifting back at the hill, the wall, and it's out of here. A home run, a 2-run shot off the bat of Aaron Shunk, his 5th home run of the season, give him 23 RBIs, and just like that, the Bulldogs break on top, 2-0. With Hall in the left field and Mikowski in right flanking the center fielder Teodosio, Monty Lee will tell you this is probably the best defensive outfielder he's had, not only in his time here at Clemson, now in his 4th season, but also in his days before that at College of Charleston. Here's Cam Shepard, 3rd time at bat, into right center field. It'll get down for the hit. Teodosio knocks it down. 1-run scoring. Let's see if they go ahead and wave the other. Marshall, the catcher. Throw was cut off. Green's throw to the plate sails. I'm not sure they would have gotten the runner anyway, but a 2-out, 2-run single for Cam Shepard.
Yeah, unfortunately, this ball just gets away enough from Teodosio in center where they would not have been sending the runner, the second runner, and you see it just bounces away from him a little bit. He didn't come up with it clean the second time or the third time, picks up the 4th time. and it was just a little bit too late. Yeah, they made a decision to send him after they saw it bounce away.
Great job by the catcher to score from first. A 4-0 ball game. And Monty Lee apparently has seen enough of Brooks Crawford. Shepard, the Bulldogs shortstop, now with 13 batted in on the season. And that's going to do it. We'll have a pitching change here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Take a timeout, tell you about it when we return.
For these guys this inning.
2-2 pitch coming to Marshall. Swing and a miss. 4 batters faced by Sam Weatherly. All 4 have struck out swinging. Comes with some cheese right there. Closes out things in the 8th inning for the Bulldogs of Georgia. They lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Sky to left field. Moving back on it and pulling it in Jernigan. Runner at third will tag, and coming home to score is Sharp with a second run of the game. Off the bat, that looked like it was going to be a whole lot more interesting. Sacrifice fly and RBI for Green, who drives in his 16th run of the season and cuts the deficit in half at 4-2. So Davidson 90 feet closer. Bird getting ready for a 2-2 pitch.
Well, just it does a little to the psyche. Even if that run comes in right now, defensively they may be saying, well, that run doesn't matter.
And chopped to the right side, and it does just that. The RBI for Bird. 5-3 now the score as Davidson comes across. Give Bird his 25th run batted in on the season, his 8th in the past week. And the Tigers a little bit closer, but now with 2 men out and no one on in the 9th.
That's a pitch you can't miss as an umpire in that situation.
To third, Tate up with it on the tough hop on to first, and that'll do it. A 10th save on the season to keep among the national leaders for Aaron Shunk, and the Georgia Bulldogs come into Doug Kingsmore Stadium and win the first of 2 meetings this season between these rivals from the SEC and ACC, 5-3.
Well, Clemson just did not hit the ball good, and that's because you saw a really good pitching out of Tim Elliott. He did a good job of keeping him off stride. Unfortunately for the Tigers, Crawford really didn't give him what he's been doing, and they're just going to have to play a little bit better, especially coming into a big weekend against Louisville.
Elliott gets the win. He goes to 4-1. Crawford takes the loss. He's 1-2, and the Tigers losing in a midweek game for the first time this season. Matthew Crownover, so good to have you with us. Enjoyed it. And on behalf of Matthew and Jose Alvarez, Pete Hannity saying so long from here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Georgia, the 5-3 victory. We'll see you Friday for Louisville. This has been a presentation of ESPN.